Hi guys. Congrats, Nick, on the Piers Morgan experience and all your success. I've watched you for like 2 years. And during the interview, he asked one question that I've always kind of been curious about with you. When he asked you about your race and being a quarter Mexican, I'm like you. I have three white grandparents and a Mexican grandmother. So I kind of have a similar demographics to you. And I guess there's kind of like a self contradiction that at least I had to kind of confront a little bit of navigating racial identity when you get into identitarian or nationalist politics. So I'm curious if that's ever caused any tension or you've had to put any thought behind it or how that's affected your identity at all.
It really hasn't. I mean, and everybody has something to say about it, but I'm a white passing person, and people can disagree with that. I think that would be irrational. I use the example. I live in Chicago. If I go into Little Village or Pilsen, where the Mexicans live, and I walk into a taqueria and say, "Hola, amigos," are they going to just sort of like look up and then look back down and say, "Oh, hola"? Like, no, they're going to laugh because they're going to say, what is
Right.
this white guy doing? And I
Now, if I
basically,
went in there, I'm family with those
that's right.
guys. I mean,
You're
yeah, yeah. I
familiar.
mean, yeah.
Yeah. So, I feel like I've had, and that is like race is to some degree, of course, it's biological. And to the extent that I have a phenotype, I have green eyes, I have wavy brown hair, light skin. So I'm phenotypically presenting as white, but it is also a social construct. And so there is such a thing as the black experience or being, a Mexican or a white person.
Hmm.
And I went through life as a white person. I went through life get it like being perceived as and if I had a different last name, if my last name were King, which is my father's Irish name, his mother's
Hmm.
maiden name, if I went through my life as Nick King, nobody would people say this some Irish kid.
Hmm.
It doesn't affect me. The only people that give me a hard time about it are people that'll take everything to try to attack you, find some contradiction. Here's why you can't have your views. And, so that's really just a bad faith line that people, that's really the only time I've ever had to confront it is when it's thrown in my face by people saying, well, you're not racially pure. So, and it's like, I'm not saying America should only be for 99% white people. I'm saying we don't want to live in Africa. It's like a big
Hmm.
difference. So no, I've never really had an identity issue at all.
Hunkle. I can't wait for this one. Coming to us from deep in the